Politics.
Yo, 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 welcome back to Neighborhood Politics. I am Mrs. Neighborhood Politics.
And I'm Mr. Neighborhood Politics.
And you know, we back with another episode, another day. Just excited to just be able to be in the lab. Yeah. Well, we have a guest here today, which I'm excited to have this conversation. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is David Ross, and I am the founder and CEO of a new elementary school here in Columbus called LINC Academy. It's probably one of the fastest growing elementary schools here in Columbus, kind of this new innovative educational model. So, but I've been in education for 10 years. I'm not a native of Columbus.
Really? Okay.
Nah. Originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
And so people see this, I want to, they'd be like, hey, that guy's from Columbus. Nah. But I've been here for about over 14 years.
Okay.
And so I kind of know Columbus really well now, like the back of my hand. So, but I'm excited to be here with the Henderson. Come on, somebody.
Well, first off, man, we appreciate you because that I did not know.
Yeah.
We've had some conversations, and to know all the work and the bricks that you've been laying down here in the city, man, that's a blessing. Because you would have thought that, this is where your heart is at, as it is. But I thought this was where you was from.
Yeah. No. I kind of grabbed the bull by the horns with Columbus. And so originally, like I said, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, came here to go to Central State. Sorry, guys. Went to Central State, and then my then girlfriend, now wife, she's from Columbus.
Okay.
And so when it was time to graduate, and we were like, hey, what we gonna do? Where we gonna, sit down at? We kind of just looked, and we knew back in 2014, 2016, Columbus was going to explode, and that there was more upside for growth. And so we just came on down. Plus, it was like a little hour drive. And then when I got here, man, and then the floodgates just opened. You know what I mean? It was kind of slow out of the gates when I got to Columbus because, Columbus is a who you know. But I got the gift of gab, so I kind of made up for that time quickly.
Yeah.
It seems like Columbus is like, I don't know. God do his thing when it comes to Columbus. It's weird because I remember I used to listen to Les Brown. You know who Les Brown is?
Yeah, absolutely.
And he was talking about how he came to Columbus and how everything opened up for him. And the same thing with me and Q when you just said we was in college and we like, where we going? We like, we going to Columbus because I'm from Cincinnati.
Okay.
Yes, I'm from Cincinnati. So we was like, okay, we're going to go to Columbus. But since coming up here, I've been able to do...
Where do we come from?
Kentucky.
Kentucky what?
State. Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
No. We be beefed out. But and it's like when I hear people's stories, like it's some sort of correlation with Columbus.
Yeah.
Pastor Philip Mitchell and Anthony and all of them, they done went to the Bible college here. I'm like, okay, it's something about, like you said, it's a lot going on here. So that's what's up.
Yeah.
So when you first came to, when you and, your wife first got here to Columbus, what was the vision then?
We didn't have one Q, man. When we got to Columbus, we were just trying to figure things out and plant our roots in the city. Meet people. She was working a job. I was working a job. Where I was working, I believe when I first came here, I was working at the Home Depot on West Broad, actually, out west, and with a college degree. And so you're just trying to figure it out, figure your way out. I think I tell people, and I'm going back to speak at different colleges in the fall, and I tell some of those students, when you graduate, it's almost a feeling your way out in the dark. And then God gives you a vision on where to go and what to do. And so we came just knowing the upside of what, that feeling, and then letting God lead us. And so, and Columbus, like I said, it's a big city. I love it now. It's near and dear to my heart, having been here for nearly 15 years and having met the students. I got students now, man, that I've been working with that are now getting ready to go to college. Yeah.
That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah. Oh, man. Man, I was in Kroger the other day. Hey, Mr. Ross, I'm getting ready to go to school. And they one working behind the register. I'm like, this is nuts.
Real
this is crazy.
Labor.
And that gotta be crazy. Like college, I'm got my this year would be the first year of my first class ever graduating high school.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm like, because I met them in 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade. So now this year would be the year that like my first kids, my first babies is graduating.
It's an eerie feeling. It's an eerie feeling, but a very rewarding feeling.
Yeah.
It's going to be very rewarding, especially with what we do in our space of education, because I tell people this all the time. It's the only profession where you get to physically see walking, living, breathing your impact, right? And even when I go back and I talk to the educators that helped me, I'm like, yeah, you had no idea that, and then they're just to see them mesmerized, them being mesmerized, like, yeah, because you was a headache. I had no idea. We then get to have that same feeling. And that's the gifting and the calling with what we do.
Yeah. I was in the barber shop yesterday, and I was talking to my my barber was having this conversation about the impact that you're able to have on students as a teacher, as a coach, as a principal, and so forth, and being able to have them relationships, and like you said, randomly see a student or a former player of yours out of nowhere and be like, hey, thank you for that time that you invested in me. That helped change my life. We was having that conversation. And as you said, man, it's extremely rewarding. It's extremely you get that, I guess, it's gratifying because it's
absolutely,
like, man, at that time you don't know really what you're, if the impact that you are trying to have is really getting through. And then when you see it down the line and be like, whoa, hey, you changed my life, you'd be like, oh my goodness, oh wow, I guess that hard work was, paid, it paid off.
And then to add on to that, if I would just like how you and I met was through the the field of sports. That's another piece of it, of like training and the discipline and I'm sure we'll talk about it later, but as Black men in this space, the rarity of seeing us every day in education is just very rare. And so or in general.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you've been in them rooms now. You guys are in those PDs and all of that other stuff. And you looking around like,
okay.
You know what I mean? Okay, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But thanks be unto God that we get to be in those spaces to have that impact.
And to advocate.
And to advocate for them to be able to not only, even let's go a step further, advocate and speak the language and be able to decipher the language. I'll never forget, I'll tell you this really quickly. There was a choice word that a student used one year, and we were in a meeting and they were deciding what we're going to do with the kid, what we're going to do. And I'm like, hold on, because I was zoned out. What did they say? And when the teacher that was not African-American said the word that they used, I'm like, that's not what that's not what that meant. Like, hold on.
Let me,
add some clarity to what he was really trying, or he or she was trying to say. And so I was able to kind of dial everybody back from off the cliff, from throwing them off the cliff. But that's that advocate piece in education that most of our kids don't have, because if we're not in those rooms, people can make certain decisions about our children based off their limited and truncated and myopic information.
Which is true.
You know what I mean?
Which is true. I was in a IEP meeting for one of my students, and it's hard sometimes when you work with a kid individually and that it's beyond just reading and writing. It's like home. It's so many different things, and that correlates to their ability to grow in a learning environment. It's just it's so much more to it, right? And I had to be in the room and like, no, this young lady needs help with confidence. Like this don't have nothing to do with, she can read. I actually sat there with her. She understands she just, needs help in that area. So I think, just being in that space and being able to advocate for her, it was able to open up the door in the eyes of everybody else that was involved in that meeting. And it's like, we were able to approach her and deal with her differently, which she ended up succeeding. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, to be in that room, it blessed me. I'm like, okay, I'm where I'm supposed to be. God needed me to be in here. Cause I honestly was like, I ain't trying to go to this IEP meeting, right? You know? And when I went, it was like, I see why you wanted me to go, Lord. Like, you really wanted me to be in there to advocate. But I guess my question to you is, what drew you to be in the education system?
Yeah, wow. So it's a very unique story, kind of this whole rag to riches story. So I'll tell you, after leaving Home Depot, I went to work at John Glenn. And I was working at John Glenn, still trying to figure out at the airport, the John Glenn airport. And I was like the security guard. So when you drop somebody off, the people that's out there with the whistle, and they say, move your car. That was me, Q, with a college degree. Move your car. And you in the elements. You're in the elements in the heat of the summer or the winter, cold of the winter. And I'll never forget it. I got a phone call, and I stepped back on the sidewalk to answer the phone calls from a woman by the name of Julianne Collier. She was a principal then at a school on 1414 Gulf Street, right behind the Livingston Library. And she said, I need some help, and we need some male presence. You want to come up to the school for about 2 weeks and assist? I'm like, I don't like kids. I don't really want to do that. God bless you. But I conceded and went up to the school. And those 2 weeks of working in that school, in the middle school, it was like 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. I don't think they had 8th grade yet. 2 weeks turned into over 10 years. And I sort of cut across the field of your question is the pull and the tug of it was the instant impact, right? And the instant impact, but being able to, in the moment, affect change right away and see it and correct certain things. So whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression or self-confidence, which, our men and females deal with, that instant, to what we were talking about earlier, instant gratification in the moment of seeing it, I didn't see it in anything else. And I was trying different things, doing real estate, making money in that. But there's like the fulfillment of assisting kids and assisting parents and helping them. It goes beyond the books and the arithmetic. And so getting in education for me was like, okay, this is where I need to be. I have the gift of gab and I love to teach. I love to impute information. And some kids, most kids pick it up, most don't. Because, the Bible says one planteth, another watereth, and then it's God that gives the increase. Yeah. So I just had to find peace in the fact that I may be the planter or the waterer.
My mentor tell me that all the time. I'm sorry. No, my mentor tell me that all the time because we do a mentoring program. Yeah. And I used to try to fix everything. I mean, I would be so distraught. I would come home to him I just don't think I got through, Yeah. And she would tell me it's okay. We're just here to plant seeds. Yeah. She was like, and somebody else is going to water them wherever they go, but we're just here to plant seeds, and you got to know that. Whatever God have you to do, you're going to do that, but we're here to just plant seeds. And that took so much weight off of me because I felt like I had to plant the seed, water it, watch it grow, give it sunlight, all the different things. But, we talked about that scripture as well when we would have our meetings. She would, because everybody in our mentoring program is a believer. So we were able to have those type of meetings. Conversations about, so she broke down, one person plants, one person, waters. We're just in the business of planting seeds and hoping that, as they go forth, they'll be like, oh, I heard that before. Oh, I know that. Oh, I remember, it's a seed that's been planted that somebody is going to water. So that is a good way to think about it.
Yeah. I would say it's funny because quick story. One of my guys, man, from my most recent basketball team, I'm huge on defense. That's one of my defense. We gonna slide all day if we got to in practice. He was one to where he, defense is one of them effort. You gotta have to want to stick defense. To do it. And he would give it to me sometimes, and then he would be him the other times, and kind of be lazy, go through the motions. It's funny though because now he was in 8th grade last year. This little small transition from the end of the season now going into 9th grade. He done slimmed up a lot. And he's sending me so many clips of him just locking up in AU. And it's just about me realizing okay, that seed was planted, and you may have only been at that moment physically you might not have been ready to I guess harvest that work and and slide them feet like I wanted you to, but you understand the importance of it now. He sent me a video. I was guarding the #1 player in the state, and I'm like, for real? And send me some clips, and he was really moving it. So it's just to be like, dang, as long as them seeds are getting planted, that's all we can ask for.
That's a blessing.
And that's in education, you know what I mean? Like I said before, it far exceeds the classroom. It goes into the community and all these different things. That's really what's so powerful about what y'all do, right? Y'all are educating through this platform, but also educating far outside of this room, far outside of this video. It's in the community. It's in different spaces of faith. And we were talking about this earlier. You probably won't know and feel the impact of what you're doing in the moment. But just like I reached out to you and we were talking, you'll get calls and texts. And so about your impact. One of the gratifying things, I'll share this with you. I do it on my Instagram sometimes. of course, in education, we don't like follow. We're not connecting and friends with the kids, but they will send me like messages, and you can go into a little thing and click the messages to see what they talking about. And I will like screenshot some of them like, hey, Mr. Ross, I ain't seen you in 2 years, but I just wanted you to know I'm grateful for what you did, da, 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 da. And I'll post that to my story, like, but I'll post it in hopes to encourage other educators. And I'll put that in there like, this is what is missing and not highlighted enough. Everybody want to talk about the money and the pay disparity and all of this and that. But this is the pieces that we should highlight, the impact. And the kids may not ever tell you, especially in our context of like where we were doing middle school and things like that. They ain't finna tell you. Middle schoolers are not finna tell you how much of the impact you made, especially not in the moment.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
It ain't. I'm with middle school.
God bless the middle school. I did it for 9 years.
See?
But when they get like, you get let that thing go for a year, 2, 3, and they sophomores and juniors in high school, you're gonna hear from them.
Especially when what I'm realizing is they go on to that next level.
Yeah.
And the care or the love that you was trying to provide at that moment, they may or may not have been potentially receiving it. And then they realize like, dang, I'm not getting that attention no more from the next person. Now I see Mrs. Henderson really loved me. Like she was really giving it all for me to, break through. That's when you, like you said, you get the message like, hey, I really appreciate you.
See, I get him down though.
Yeah. Okay.
And I be sharing them with him. He be hating. I mean, the letters, we just actually seen one of my young ladies yesterday. Oh, and I was like, oh, she giving me a run for my money. And her, I'm like, oh, every time I would have her in class, I'm like, she giving me a run for my money. But I would give her some attention and love that she never got from a teacher. Yeah. So it's so funny how, even just being an educator and being in that, you have to build a relationship because the relationship is everything. Where if you don't have a relationship, when a kid is just trying to show you love, you would think they're being defiant. Yeah. And that's what I was dealing with. Yeah. I was dealing with her definition of showing me love and respect was low-key acting up, but not really like being disrespectful. It would just be like she felt comfortable to be herself with me. And I had to like take my eyes out of it and look at it through God's eyes, and I'm like, okay, so I learned how to, through relationship, deal with her. And she wrote me a letter and it was just like, she was like, thank you so much. You the only teacher that showed me that you really cared. Like, she was like, just being a kid, like, if somebody ever try to disrespect you, I ain't going for that. It was just, but she said that I was the only teacher, her and me and another Black teacher, she was like, really care about us. And I'm telling him, like, she just irking me. He like, man, then when he come in my class, they all sitting down looking like little angels. He like, I don't know what you talking about.
Yeah, this it.
This it. Like, but for every time.
I get those moments instantly. And like I tell him all the time, it makes me emotional. Yeah. Because I know that when I was in the middle school, I was that kid. I was turned up.
Yeah. Oh, what? Listen here. I'm an only child, so I went to school with balls of energy. Let me just say that. So I was a student with the IEP. I was a student diagnosed with ADHD. 3rd grade, 4th grade. My mother literally took the advice of educators and put me on Ritalin. And this what's gonna mess you up, Henderson's. My mother took me off the Ritalin because what it does is it stops you from wanting to communicate and slows your personality down. And my mother early on said, my son's greatest gift is his personality and speaking. And he don't come home and talk. Took the bottle, threw it away, and never put me on medication again. And as a single parent, she raised a young man to go on to college, a HBCU graduate, start businesses, do really well for herself. And I tell people, they ask me, what were some of the things? I was like, man, I had a teacher named Mr. Holly. He was a Black guy. You always remember that one?
Teeth, yeah.
Yeah, I remember him too. Oh man, Mr. Holly. Mr. Holly, I'm in the 4th, 5th grade. You remember little stuff. Mr. Holly had a nose ring. Mr. Holly had a nose ring back in 2003.
You like, bro,
man,
what?
Bro had 2002 had a nose ring. We like, what's up with him?
Yeah.
Nose ring, but that was kind of, but he was an educator, African-American man. And studies suggest that a student that has an African-American teacher from kindergarten to 3rd grade is 13% more likely to graduate from college.
Wow, really?
13% more likely to graduate from college if they have an African-American educator in their path. And so I looked at that, and we were going through that with my mentor, and I started asking people like, when you was in kindergarten or second or first grade, did you have a black? No. And even if you think about your own paths, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, why is that? And so I got into that research because, of course, I'm in the elementary space now, and I wanted to know, like, okay, what's the deal with this? And then why?
Mm-hmm.
And and we were talking just about that impact, having that advocate very young when you're very impressionable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ain't nobody's shutting you down and internalizing certain behavior as you acting out. No, that's just the culture coming through. That's just their symbolism of what's going on at home. You know, they're 6 years old, so they're going to act like what they see at home. Doesn't make that child bad. And so the power of having an African-American educator in the building and in the classroom.
Yeah.
The classroom is even more important because that's where you spend over 100, close to 180 days a year. You know what I mean? And most of the day.
No, seriously, all day.
So all day.
No, because the kids highlight that all the time. They like, so when they got that class of a teacher who they can feel comfortable with, they're asking to come to your class when they ain't got class, when they at lunch. They like, can I come in? I'm like, I need my own time.
I need a break real quick.
I said all the time, they're like, Miss Henderson, I'm like, I don't want to even talk. I actually want to be quiet. I don't, and there's been times where I let students sit with me and, they want to talk. And I'm like, I got to talk. I'm like, Lord, you just want me to just talk, don't you? But, that does make a difference. It's about comfortability. It's about relatability. It's about feeling like you in a safe space. So you said you got into education like that, right? Working, and then you started. So you was first a teacher. Were you first a teacher?
Hold on. I actually want to ask. I want to ask something.
Yeah.
Before we even get all the way there, what is it that you said? What was the woman's name that reached out to you?
Juliana Collier.
Let's go back to Juliana Collier.
Collier, yeah.
What was that relationship, and what did she see in you for you to go from Home Depot to working at John Glenn to say, hey, you're the one that I want to come up here to my building? Because that's, again, I'm trusting you to make a potential change or impact amongst these babies. I can reach out to anybody. So what was it that she's seen in you?
That's weighted, but that's good. I love that. So she means a lot to me even to this day. And I get to give her flowers every day, and I'm lucky because she's in close proximity. We've been at the same church for over 15 years together, and even on this upcoming Sunday morning, for years, she sits there and I sit here at our church. So if you ever see a video of me at my church, the lady next to me, that's who she is.
Okay.
So she's an evangelist, a woman of God who has been in education for several years. She actually just recently retired. And so convoluted in that question you asked is my wife and I are youth pastors at the church.
Really?
Yeah. And so it's very layered, multi-layers to me. But we've been the youth pastors there for over a decade, or coming up on a decade. And she's seen me work with the young people and have a heart for them, and just care about their issues and their struggles, bro. Some of the stuff they come to you with ain't that deep.
It's not.
It ain't that deep. But you attack it as if it's the end of the world to them. And then they feel like you care. Just like you do with your babies. Baby, my daughter's learning to walk. So we clap every time she takes 7 steps. I want her to know that it's a joyous occasion. But to your point, she saw me operate in that field. And there's the message in what you're asking is, do the work that God has called you to do, even when you don't think anyone's watching. You never know who will be the doorman or the doorwoman into your next level of success.
Yes.
Because everything is based off of levels and doors.
Yeah.
Right. Drake has that famous song, it's like there's levels to this, right? Yeah. And so she was a door person that opened that door because she had seen something in me in terms of ability, anointing. There's a grace for this. There's a grace. There is a grace and there is an anointing for what we do. Because I always say this, an ordinary person can't do it. You've been in this space a little while. in education, you'll see people tap out, you'll see them quit. I've seen people come in that morning and leave by lunch in certain school districts.
Yeah.
And so that told me early on there was a grace. And so she saw that on my life. Miss Juliana Collier, she had her retirement party last year, and I got up and was able to give her flowers, her roses, and let her know, like, you know, I'm grateful for what you did for me, but I tell her that all the time. So she opened that door for me of utterance and to be in the classroom, and I was with her for about 2 years. And then funny thing is, when you get good at something, other people start noticing it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So she just saw it all on you, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I tell people this, and my mentees this all the time. I got this from one of my mentors. You know, people have false humility. To me, false humility, Ari Vernon said this. He said, false humility is almost as bad as pride. If you see somebody that's like, girl, you did good on my hair and my lashes. You killed it. Like, I did okay. No, you're good at doing hair. Like, just take
just
it,
say
right?
that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, I walk in this thing where I'm gifted to do what I do. God has called me to do what I do. Work with families, work with young people, work in the community, and make the connections that I've made. And so I guess she saw, and it's like I said, it's an anointing. It is an anointing. It's a grace to do what y'all do.
Yeah.
Most people can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
So she saw that. I like to think she saw that on me. And I tell her, and this is the good thing about this, even with you guys or wherever you go, whenever you open the door for somebody, no matter the heights and the levels they go, you're going with them.
That's good.
Even if you're not side by side. So I'm getting recognized in about a week or so, or in a couple weeks, to do some other things and some awards and stuff like that. I've invited her because I want you in the room because I want to recognize you and honor you. But also, like I always tell these stories, even on this platform, she's not sitting on this couch right now, but her name is.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when you open the door for somebody,
that's good.
You bring a grace to your own life, because you can take them with them. And I tell her, no matter, there's a famous song, no matter how high I go, I always look up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
1 second.
Yeah.
Riz, the mirror. Turn it down. Thank you. Sorry.
You're great.
I'm sorry.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But no, I get that. Like you said, that false humility part is, like you said, is really like worse than pride.
Yeah,
you know, because it's like you're not pretty much embracing your gifts in that moment. You know you good. Like you said, you know you good, but also, like you said, by you being where you are now, she's with you no matter where you go, because that door was open. And I think that's beautiful, because I have a mentor who I can say the same exact thing. I actually have two, but my childhood mentor, she was my teacher.
Wow.
Yes, she was my teacher. I met her in 9th grade and is in my life still to this day. Family.
Somebody.
And she poured and planted so many seeds in me that, I mean, I always, anywhere I go, it's like she become a part of, like you said, me, because wherever I go now, is a product of the seed that she planted inside of me. So I think that's dope. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how important is community and the village aspect of education?
Man, the old adage is it takes a village to raise a child. Honestly, it takes, I guess, a village and more now. Because there's so many pools, man, and avenues. There's so many pools, you guys, to these young people in this community, in Columbus or anywhere. I mean, this summer, I was in Vegas. I was in Chicago. I just came back from Toronto, Canada. And the plight of all of these young people that I'm meeting and seeing is that there are so many different things that they can get their hands into. And sometimes, we as educators, the summer come, we love you, God bless you, and we are joyful and excited. But the reality of it is, the summer ain't joyful and exciting for a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Right? Because those 2 to 3 meals I was gonna get are gone. I gotta be hopeful that there's a Quentin Henderson in my neighborhood that's got stuff going on that I could be a part of. And that's community and village. It's important. It's not one or the other. It's both together. Education and community. I mean, so part of what LINC Academy does, engage in the community. We've leveraged like Franklin County and some of these different partners because their reach can go far outside of ours. And when we pull from different community partners, whether it's, urban family development, or whether it's Franklin County, or whether it's whatever the case may be, Family Solutions, or all of these different organizations in the community, the commonality is that we serve people, we serve families, and we serve kids.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I was just telling my staff this, like, don't make it bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
The big issues we'll try to get tackled. The little ones we'll squash like bugs. But at the end of the day, we serve kids and we serve families. And in community, you got to roll up your sleeve, man. It's a muddy business. It's a muddy job. There's some families that lack mobility, don't have vehicles, things like that. Man, I can't tell you how many couches I went to go sit on. Grandmothers, I got to do it next week. Even me, as the leader of the school, I'm gonna go sit on a grandmother's couch because she just had knee and ankle surgery and can't, move around. And she has some questions and things that she wanted to speak to me about. And so getting into the community, finding these partners, launching these programs. And so I got my hands in so much right now. We're doing a big back to school at Lincoln Theater on August 15th. We got a big one coming up next week on August the 9th. We just got so much going on. But at the end of the day, the commonality of it is we're going to serve these families, we're going to serve these kids, and we're going to serve this community. So community is the bedrock of everything that we do, man.
Let me ask you this. I like tying things back to, I guess basketball.
Yeah.
With being a coach, I got to talk to my wife a lot about, like, it's hard finding other coaches that I feel like are doing it for the right reason.
Sure.
And it's challenging for me to build relationships with other coaches and trust them, because where my heart is that sometimes I see small things to where it's like, it ain't always I would love to win, but that ain't what it's about for me, the impact. What can we do for these young men or young ladies? How can we plant the seeds to where we might not reap the W's today, but they might win a state championship because of the skills and the characteristic traits that you taught them when they was only in middle school. So it's been challenging, in some sense of building relationships with other trustworthy coaches. With you sitting here saying all that, you're about to have to go sit down on a couch with a grandmother. It's not oftentimes that you hear other educators or principals saying that they're willing to do stuff like that. Has it been challenging finding other, I guess, principals that you can trust, or educators that you can trust that will get muddy as you are doing, because your heart is in the right place?
Man, that's a great question, man. You ask great questions.
He do. I'm over here like.
So 2-part, right? It's very convoluted in what we do and what you do with athletics, because it's a divider between ego and passion. And Quentin Henderson played ball at Northland. Quentin Henderson went on to Kentucky State. You play ball there. Your fulfillment, you're now a husband, a business owner, a dad. You've got fulfillment because you've lived your life and you've done things. There are some people that get in these spaces, Q, haven't done much. So the fulfillment now has got to be in the wins column with a 15-year-old.
Wow.
So when you're hungry for
Preach, man.
money, applauses, or W's, that's when the ethics part come in. That's when you'll bring a 17-year-old and put him in a 15U. Or you'll do other things in terms of financial gain, where this basketball league really shouldn't cost people $800. Let's really talk about it. But because there's ego, and more so than others, basketball is a male-dominated arena in terms of like that AAU market and stuff like that. You have more men. It's a macho thing, right? The second part of it is, in my and this is the good part, in my category that I've landed in as the CEO and founder of an elementary school that has been deemed by different outlets as one of the fastest growing elementary schools. Man, I have to unpack this whole thing for you, but we went from 27 students my first year, which we'll talk about, to close to over 160 in 10 months.
Wow.
You don't do that without squashing some people like bugs.
Right.
And so a lot of those people that I would go to, Q, and Lady Henderson, for help are people that are getting records requests from my school. They ain't too keen on helping me right now. You understand what I'm saying? And we'll go from 160 to over 250 and 300 in the next couple of years. But my point of saying that is not pride or arrogance. It is you now have to find somebody that doesn't see you as an opposition, or as the kids say, they don't see you as an op. And so I had to go higher. I had to go above them. And so some of my mentors are people that have worked in the education space but are now multimillionaires, like Dr. Erica Jordan Thomas, who went to Northland and is a multimillionaire. We'll talk about that, and lives in Atlanta now. She's my mentor. A gem and a jewel, a hidden piece. Yeah. So she's a mentor of mine, who runs a company called 7-Figure Educator. So I've surpassed the 6-figure mark and all of these different other natures. I need somebody that's higher, that can reach it. And so I have people like her. There's another mentor that doesn't like to be name dropped, but she is equally as important in my life. And she lives in Pennsylvania. She'll be here next week. She's flying in. And so I picked the brains, and she's over multiple schools in multiple districts. But you can get to a place where, what's that Jay-Z song, when your idols become your rivals?
Right. Yeah.
Where you don't want it to be that way. I want to just call you and really talk about it. But in a real sense, I can't, right? I'm in the community school space, the charter school space, but I'm an African-American man at the end of the day. Like, take all that off of there, your political affiliations and your school district affiliations. I'm an African-American man that is utilizing what I do, my gifting, to impact kids, impact the community, and in return, it helps me take care of my wife and kids. But to answer your question, man, I go to people that don't see me as a threat, and that would be my advice to anybody. Find somebody that does not see you as a threat, and that's hard, because you talked about that trust factor. And when I say the threat, they don't want anything from me. Right? I can't do nothing for Dr. Erica Jordan Thomas.
Yeah.
Right? Besides, like, show her and some of these people that, like, hey, I'm a great investment.
Yeah.
I will always honor you in any space that I come into. And I will put nothing but honor in your name. And then I will, there's that law of reciprocity. I will sow seed. So that's what I found, man. But it's tough, man, because when you're a coach and you're in that space, I would say, and you want to grow in it. We don't get in this to fail. I just had this conversation with one of my people yesterday. I ain't getting in this to fail. And I take the same vim, vigor, and enthusiasm that I had when you and I were going up against each other about 2 years ago. And I apply it to this field. And I tell people, I'm not going to lose. I'm going to dominate in what I do, because I didn't sign up to fail. And that rubs some people the wrong way. But I asked them this, Lady Henderson, did you sign up to fail when you started? Okay, so why you want me?
Why you want me? Why you on that now?
Glory to God. And so the ones, and this last piece, Q, God will draw to you the people that he wants you to have.
Yeah.
That's good.
And he will give you the scent. The Bible says that pride is like a nasty aroma in the nostrils of God. God will put a nasty aroma in your nose for certain people you get around. And they got good names. They got big names. They own these flyers. They coaching at the EYBL and all this.
Yeah, that's
but
good.
When you something don't smell good.
That's
That's dead flies in their anointing.
No, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Especially, I was reading Leviticus, and it was just talking about how God just don't play about, certain aromas, like you said, the scent of sin, just in general, just wipe you out. You better have somebody interceding for you, because you gone, okay?
Facts. Right.
But no, that's good. You just dropped a lot.
Wow.
I mean, like, great, because this is so funny to me. This is the things that me and him talk about.
Really?
But it feels like, it's just a conversation between me and him, and you don't know who all, see the same things, or on the same level, and hear it. So it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just good
refreshing.
Refreshing to just sit here and it's like, this is what we talk about all the time,
Ain't it funny though? When God bless you with somebody that you could just really talk through life and callings and have the same kind of dialogue on like certain things going on. So me and my wife had that same thing. Like, I'm assuming y'all like college met. Cool. So that's one of the sweetest things. Me and my wife met in college freshman year. And then we just kind of talked, through college and stuff like that. But it was dating. But like she's like a life partner. Like it's just fun. You know what I mean? We get to talk through certain stuff. Like we get real. I'd be like, babe, she'd be like, yeah, I know. You know? Or I'll tell her, you know, I'm looking, or it could be the big stuff and the little stuff, man. We bought a house, built it. We built our house from the ground up. So when we built it, she got pregnant. And so I saying all this for a reason. Women love stability, nurturing, keeping them safe. And I stripped all of that. I said, I've been in one of the largest charter school district where you and I met for 3 years and doing real well. And I'll never forget, one of my mentors shared this with me. Good is a sin when great is available.
That's Go ahead, elaborate on that. You got to.
So to put a bow on it, good is a sin when great is available. Just roundabout numbers. You can have impact of servicing 2,000 students at this place. That's good. But you can go start your own company in school. Great is available. And so I stripped her. She was pregnant. We bought a house, got a mortgage. She's gonna have a baby, our first child. Babe, I want to quit my job. You want to quit your job? Yeah, because good is a sin when great is available. In essence, what I'm saying to her is I can build something that's gonna be great. And it takes a life partner to be able to see that and feel it. And you know what I mean? We're in the middle of a storm, you know, but great is on the other side of it. And so Jesus just tells Peter, come, step on the water. Right?
I would just talk to
good is a sin when great is available. Being close to Jesus is great, but it's going to require me to step out on a substance that's not meant to sustain me. And he found out that he was able to walk on water. I found out that I was more than a dean or an assistant principal or a basketball coach at KIPP. I found out that there was something even better in me. There was a CEO that would then put me in the rooms with those business people. So we all are part of these networks. So I'm in the room and they're like, how you get in here? Because great was available. So
how was that, you know, taking that leap?
I was about to say, but let's not forget that, you know, to go into what you're saying, Peter had to keep his eyes on who?
On God.
During the
he
what?
Had to keep his eyes on Jesus during the storm. Yeah.
And what caused him to slip? Taking his eyes off of Jesus.
Now that's good there. That's good.
So when he just said that, I'm like, before you, let's not skate past the fact that Peter had to keep his eyes. It was keep your eyes on me. You took your eyes off me. That's why you ain't succeed, or that's why you start sinking.
Going under. Yeah. And if you don't, and that's the key. That's the secret sauce. Because if you're not, man, keep your eyes on Jesus. There's so much. Oh my goodness, there's so much in this world that could, especially when you start succeeding. It's one thing, right? When I started in this, I was at classroom sub.
Okay.
I still hold my same contracts in my email for $30,000 as a sub, just because I want to look at it. God is so good. That's one thing, to trust God. But there's another thing when God gives you so much increase. Now you everybody's calling you. You can reach into your bank account and go where you want to go. That takes putting your eyes on Jesus, and you can do what you want to do and go where you want. You know, it takes discipline, man. And so, you and in this world I found, and in this niche or whatever, if your eyes are not on Jesus, you're on borrowed time. You don't borrow time.
Man.
You don't borrow time.
If your eyes is not on Jesus, you are on borrowed time. Because who are you looking at?
Yeah.
Because who are you? Who's leading you? Where you getting your sense of direction from?
Yeah.
Is it self? Because if it's self, you are going to destruct.
Yeah. And most people feel like as long as I'm not like doing anything detrimental to hurt people and all of this, that I'm good. But the reality of it is there's no 3, 4, 5 different ways and avenues that you can serve, and there's only 2, right? So he says it's only, you're gonna either hate one or love the other. It's only 2. So subsequently, there's a law that states if you don't trust Jesus, then you got to trust the devil, because it's only two options. It's only two options if you don't trust God, right? There's no trust in self. Trust in self, we flesh. You know what I mean? I was born in this world by my mama, and Paul Bear's going to have to take me out of here. And so my trust has to be in something greater.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, if I could, how was that received from, and I think you were asking that, like, I don't know if it's from my wife or from some of my peers and the previous district.
I think I was leaning more so towards the peers in that district.
Yeah. This is good. So now I'm getting excited about this piece. The fire that you see me have, Q, Lady Henderson, that I do with our marketing and everything that I do for our school, if I'm being honest, it's a gotcha. I'm on your heels or I'm in front of you. Kids, they say other words. I'm on that, you know what? That donkey. I'm like, yeah. Because it wasn't well received. And I will tell you this, man. I don't think it's a crab in the barrel mentality. I think it's a fear of somebody's getting out of the boat, and they probably shouldn't. Harriet Tubman, not Harriet Tubman, I forget it. I'm gonna mess this up. The lady who went back and freed the slaves. Yeah. She says, I could have freed more had they known they were slaves. Oh, that's so good, right? She says, I could have, like, great, you freed some slaves. You know, she said, I could have freed more had they known they were slaves. And the reality of that is everybody's not going to applaud you starting a podcast. Everybody's not going to sign up, and everybody's not going to, you know, show up at the banquets and show up at the awards and show up at the championship games and stuff like that, because some people's fear is in the fact that you're going to not surpass them, but you may do greater works than they did. And so I had some people tell me to my face and indirectly, you know, which I have a lot of friends, and they were like, yeah, this people from my previous district and other places, they said you're going to fail. This thing ain't going to work. And that's what fuels me. And so there was some apprehension always when you move on and you've been at a place where I was very successful. I think I was doing really well. And that's why I said good is a sin when great is available, because there really wasn't any need to move. No one asked me to leave or anything like that. It was just like, hey guys, I'm actually going to give you a month of heads up. Like, I feel like I'm called to do something different. And they're like, man, we got all this for you. That's cool, but I don't own that. I ain't running that.
Yeah.
This I get to steer and steward it well. With the help of God and some of my trusted confidants. And so, yeah, you had to do it. And I saw something the other day, Henderson's, and it said, do it scared, do it unprepared, do it with no money.
Do it anyway.
But the key is doing it. Most people never get started. They get stuck. The interesting part of, like, when you watch these relay races in the Olympics and all of that, the 100-meter dash, people think it's the crossing the finish line, it's the putting on the flag, or it's the running. The most significant and interesting part is watching them line up in the blocks, because it's the beginning of what they're about to do. And
which is true.
And the scarcity of getting out of the blocks, most people don't do it. Most people stay stuck in the blocks. They stay stuck in the planning phase of LLC. They think, well, what should we call it? You're going to take 2 months to think about what you should call it. Call it anything. Call it something, but get started. And I was ready to go. I was ready to get started. And it wasn't received well. But you know what? To put a bow on it, those same people. And praise God for them. I love them all. But some of them are like, congratulations. I knew God had something prepared for you. I'm so excited. That's amazing.
It's the, I knew that God had something prepared for you.
it's the, I saw it all along.
Because I'm sorry, I get excited. My husband don't like when I do this, but Joseph, right? He don't like that.
I'm with it. I'm with you.
I tell my husband that everybody knew that the Lord was with Joseph, and that God had something over Joseph's life. Everybody that he worked for, they was like, and the Lord was with him, and people saw God with him. I knew God had something more for you. I knew that it was, people can see it. So that's why it's more important, like how you were just saying, like, do it anyway without other people's validation. You know what I'm saying? Because some people can see what you got on your life. And some people that's for the right and for God and got a relationship and know that it's not a crab in the barrel, they're gonna applaud you like do it. Then you got the people that they see it but they scared of it. Then you got the people like how Joseph that what he was dealing with. Everybody that seen him like, oh, God on you, come work, come on. I want some of that over here. I know that God is with you, so I need you on my team. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because it's like you knew God had something else for me. Thank you.
Thank you. I was telling, you know what? I was telling my youth group this, and this will probably be good. Joseph was the first person to receive a PPP.
No, come on, get into it.
Yeah, so Joseph was thrown in a pit first. Then he had to deal with Potiphar's wife.
Yes.
And then he had to go to prison.
Yes.
So sometimes you'll have to deal with the pit, Miss Potiphar in the prison. And lastly, before you get to the palace.
Don't you do this.
He was the first person to receive a PPP.
See, when you was like the PPP, I'm like, let's get into it. But I'll tell him that. Like, and I'm done with this. And I promise that we can go on with the interview.
Tell me.
Joseph just literally, I told Q, I've read multiple stories in the Bible, but it's something about Joseph.
Yeah.
That just got me like in a chokehold. And I tell him this all the time. He like, okay, enough of Joseph. I'm like, you don't understand.
It's the easiest text to preach. I can preach Joseph at 6 a.m. Because it's so convoluted, man. It's so much. I could take you anywhere you want to go with Joseph because it is the fact that I read a book and people say, don't tell people what you got planned, just move in silence. But the reality is, in a marketing world, if I don't tell people, nobody will know. If I don't share that I have a school, nobody will know. And so God showed Joseph a vision. Your brothers will bow to you and you will succeed and you will run your family well and you will bless them. They will work for you, but you will bless them. And you will be in the palace and at the top. I said all of that and all you heard was bowing. You didn't hear that your relative is going to be in a palace. The Bible says in Genesis, and I'm ending, Joseph was so blessed, all of his family members received new property and didn't have to pay anything for it. And so...
This was in Genesis?
Yeah.
Well, it was. Well, hold on. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying, no, you're right. I literally, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
So he received new property and his family, so at the end of the day, it came to pass. They looking up like, hey, wait a minute, that guy looks familiar. And Joseph was like, yeah, I look different, don't I? Yeah, you thought you threw me in the pit and left me there. You didn't want to outright kill me because daddy was going to get mad. And you just walked away. But you didn't know it was the pit that was preparing me. Oh, man. Yeah. And in leadership, so where you guys are right now, if I can, is not where you'll be. This will probably be the infancy stages of what you'll build, right? And I'll just tell you that. Because as I started with a sub license in a classroom for 2 weeks, no one told me I'd be a CEO and founding school principal. I have over 20 W-2 employees that work for me that are returning on Monday.
Wow.
Right? That are under my care, families and educators, intervention specialists. And nobody, I didn't know. But along that journey was some prison and some pit experiences. And the Potiphar experience where false accusers, somebody lied on you. And the crazy thing about being lied on, she had the evidence.
So
she grabs his shirt, it tears, he runs. Like, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no problem. So he thinks he just took off and got away and was, my hands are clean. Right. She's got a piece of his shirt. Like, look, he was here. Yeah. So you got to deal with it. And you got to wrestle with the lies and the misconceptions of that person is of arrogance, perceived arrogance, or perceived this when you know your morals and your ethics are right and you know that you're following God. But all of that is going to prepare you, man. Yeah.
Man, that's so good. That's
now you like Joseph's story? So now
that's super good. That is super good.
Yeah, PPP. Take that with y'all.
I would say so. With now having your own school, and you having your own experiences, seeing stuff and being a part of things. What are things that you are implementing at your school that you would have loved to change at, previous locations that you were potentially at? That now that you can start on your own, I want to do things this way. I feel like this way was outdated here. What's things that you are able to implement now?
Some things that I'm able to implement now in my school, we're able to do a lot because I have autonomy to do some certain things that, just make our school better. So I'm in the people business. So you can't make everybody happy, but I sure can make your time working with me the most enjoyable. You go to any of my staff members today or tomorrow and you ask them, what is the goal of your principal? What did he tell you is his goal? My goal to them is it's a lofty goal, and they don't ever have to tell me if I've reached it, but it's to be the best principal they've ever worked for. I share that with any of them. And the way we get there is understanding, holding them to high standards. So that's what a lot of schools think they do. Where we get innovative with it is we're now working on building out a new staff lounge. So we have the staff lounge where the kitchen and the Keurig is, but there's another room where we're going to put some lounges and some flash screens in there. And some of them can watch CNN or ESPN. Imagine as a basketball coach, you can go somewhere that's very uninterrupted from students. Kick your legs up on the chair. There's a snack table. And you can watch ESPN and football. Watch First Take for your whole 45-minute planning.
Oh yeah, I'm good. I got energy now to finish this
You
day.
See what I'm saying? So to teachers, that's an oasis. And my ability with LINC Academy Columbus is to create an oasis of learning where educators flock to it. My first year, Henderson's, I had a struggle to get teachers. I don't have that no more. I got over 100 and some applications. Right? We doubled. I added a second kindergarten class, added a second third grade class. You see growth now. And I'm able to now pick certain talented educators, but that's because the little things I implement. I give all of my teachers, educators, if you're on my staff, if you the lady at the front desk, I got a sweet lady, her name is Miss Jordan, that runs my front desk. And beautiful, love her. Everybody that works for me, you get your birthday off. It's the little things.
But that's something that, we look forward to. We dream about.
Why we gotta be in these large districts? You can't give me the day I was born off. I gotta go. For real, y'all.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's
dope.
Different.
Yeah.
It sounds like, it's funny. I'm sorry, but as an educator, it sounds like
a fairy tale.
Yes, this is fake. Like, are you serious?
Some of my teachers like, is this real?
Like,
and
you
then
playing.
My ones from last year, you could talk to them. They're like, yeah, nah. And I can shift it. So if you got a birthday that's in July, we ain't in school. You can apply that birthday date during the school year.
Oh, wow.
Right? Yeah. Or let's just say your birthday.
I feel appreciated.
Come on, man. Or if your birthday's on a Wednesday, right? And it's not a blackout day, mama, go ahead and move that to Friday. So they'll tell me, hey, can I use my birthday day on Friday? So now you got a 3-day weekend, go ahead.
Yeah.
I know in advance, I can prepare and plan. But it's the little things. Under no circumstances do I ask my teachers to give up their planning. I'll go in the room and teach. My director of operation, we'll find a staff member that is qualified and licensed to go in the room and teach for you to have to give up your planning because you're already with those students. Your output is going so fast. And so for my teachers, we're being innovative because I tell them they're all pitchers in jugs of water. Their job is to pour all day. But when it's their time to go up on the shelf and be refueled, we want them to have that opportunity to do it. So last year I met with my teachers every week. I do on-the-job coaching, but also life coaching. What do you need? How can I help? You know what I mean? What's going on? And we celebrate them. So we do birthday celebrations. We do it big. Birthdays. We go out to eat. We do rooftop dinners. We do after hours, happy hours. We build community. Our team at LINC Academy, we're called a championship team.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Because, man, this lady's crazy. And you said so much good stuff.
Yeah.
You said so much stuff, man.
But that's just what we do.
You said so much good stuff. But we watching the LA Sparks last night versus the Seattle.
Yeah.
And she like, they need team bonding. I'm like, what you mean? They playing well. She like, nope, you don't listen to me. They need team bonding. So I'm laughing because you saying like that y'all you emphasize we are going to build a community outside of just coming to work every day, seeing each other, saying hi and bye. We actually are a family here.
Come on,
and she was speaking on that, in which LA Sparks ended up coming back. Not coming back because they never really was behind, but they won the game.
Yeah.
But you seen when they was having them runs, how much they loved each other and how much they was like this, cohesive.
Yeah.
So to sit here and hear you say that right now is just hilarious.
But the reason for that, let me tell you, education is a high stress environment.
Period.
It's going to come. January is coming. And it's going to be cold. It's going to be snow. And I don't want to be in front of no kids. And so what has to be the glue to keep me here from not going off and calling off?
That TV in the break room.
But to go back to this whole everything that you are doing, it's so important, because whenever you're building a team of any kind, you have to feel like comfortable. We're doing life together. Yeah. For real. So when you feel like you got family for real at work, you're less likely to call off.
Yeah, absolutely.
It might sound crazy, but you're less likely, because and me and my coworkers even experienced this.
Just support.
Yeah, like me and my coworkers experienced, like, I wanted to come work with y'all. I ain't gonna even use my sick day. Like, because we have that community, right? You're creating that on a school level. Yeah. Whereas we coming in as teachers, we about to talk. We know what's going on. No kid can bamboozle you. We already here with each other. We're locked in. We got the same mission. We spending time with each other. We ain't necessarily got to be best friends, but we're family. Yeah. So you creating an environment where it could be just so successful because you actually are showing that you care. When you working in the education system, you like, off rip, they don't care about us. Yeah. So I'm gonna take this sick day. Yeah. Even if I ain't sick, I'm sick today. Yeah. Whereas,
hold on now, chill.
They can't do nothing about it.
Yeah. I was sick.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I'm just being honest.
No, for sure.
So it's like, now I'm in this environment where my head actually care about what I got going on. And not that I'm using any excuses, but you really checking in. Mm-hmm. I feel obligated as a family member, as someone that's working with you. I'm gonna make sure that you good. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make sure that you taken care of. So I ain't gonna just call off on you. I'm gonna make sure that you know. Like, it's like those little things really matter, because when you build a relationship, people will have a different love and respect for you, rather than just you being a regular principal that we feel like you don't care. You know, so I think that is so dope what you doing, because that's the type of environment that I think we all would want to be a part of. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that is something that would set you apart and, you know, cause you to have a flood of teachers coming in. Because I got somebody that care, and we doing life with each other. We family here. Yeah, yeah. Whereas you coming in and, you know, at a regular big school district and bigger school or whatever school, and it's so much going on because none of us on the same page. I don't even talk to the lady down there. I don't even know who that is for real. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And kids can sense that.
Yeah. Well, we're looking next summer to build or buy a middle school building. Really? And I may need very gifted and talented to run it. But Chad Littlefield coined the phrase connection over content. Mm-hmm.
Period.
And he did PDs for the CIA.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Connection before content, because in the heat of battle, or we're in a long case, or we're in a long stakeout, I don't need to know. The content matters, but I need to know if I got to, you know, there's a famous scene from the movie Bad Boys, number 1. Okay. Where they had to switch roles. Martin and Will had to switch roles. Yeah. Do you remember this? Yeah. And Will Smith had to go be in the house with Martin's wife.
Yes.
And Martin had to take Will's spot. He outside. Yeah. And because the bad guys thought that they were different people. And so Martin's outside the house. He knows Will Smith is his boy, but he sees him through the window with his wife, right? Connection before content. I got to be so connected with you. I can trust Q with my wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can trust you with my life, and I can come to you, and they can come to me. Hey man, listen, I know you need me today, but I have my child is sick. My 5-year-old is sick, and we know how childcare services are. You know, it can't be here because there are other kids. I gotta go. I understand you got a child and you're a single mom. All right. We'll make concessions, or we'll figure some stuff out. How can I help? Right. I had one coworker that worked for me last year, had some challenges with a vehicle. Here's a $200 Uber card.
Oh, that's what's up.
Right? This is the difference of certain districts, their liberties of what they can do. Now, they got the money, but do you really care?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And we can't do everything for everybody, but I got to care enough about you, number 1, because I want you here. But number 2, I want to assist you, because you're going to have to take PTO time, and then, you know, they don't have to take your time. So I want to help keep money in your pocket. So either way, I want to assist you. And so we build connection before content. So when they come back Monday, my teachers come back. And I would urge any administrator to do this. focus more in on connection the first couple of days. I don't care what it is, because there's going to come some days and battles, and I need to know, is the teacher down the hallway op?
Yeah.
Or is she?
It's the truth, though.
It is.
It's the.
But
sorry.
I'm sorry. Again,
I'm sorry.
Nah, that's a fact.
It's just crazy. I hate to always, but how much I just, you correlate it to basketball, because it's like, I need to know off this pick and roll, you going to be right there. Yeah. I don't even need to see when I drop this.
The movement.
You my back man on this, you my help side. I need to know that when this screen is, you going to be saying screen is on the way and I'm not going to get blasted. I need to know that. So, that connection before content is amazing. I need to know that you back there and that you got my back off rip.
A terrible school first day, they give you books and tell you go internalize all these lessons, and we need you to create lesson plans. My teachers don't do lesson plans.
When can I come there?
Now we talking.
When you want me to come work for you, man? We don't do what?
Okay, so my teachers don't do lesson plans. I feel like it is busy work. I feel like it is an old adage. So you're talking about what old districts do. Yeah. So how do you ensure that they're planning? Of course, we do walkthroughs. Of course, we do check-ins. They know we're coming. Of course, some of our curriculum already has pacing guides. So we got the pacing guide. I already know what unit and whatever you should be on. Why am I making you create a whole lesson plan so that, and can I share with y'all, lean in, they're not going to tell you this. Most principals, APs, administrators, they don't read them.
I just want to make sure you got them.
It's the same thing. So put it by the door in a little manila folder so I can come in and look. It's a box to check. And I got that from Principal Lamb. So I'm not going to steal his thunder on Instagram. But he did away with that years ago, and we don't do lesson plans. I have to trust y'all. Y'all adults that pay car notes, y'all pay car insurance, y'all pay rent, mortgage, all of these different things, baby life insurance. Why do I trust you as an adult to do all of that? But I got to micromanage you the lesson plan. Yeah, no. And so we're innovative in some of these ways because, and our students are doing well on test scores. So for anybody, our students are performing at a very high clip because we have small class sizes and we're leaning in on the community and the connection. I know my kids. I know all of my parents. I know their families. I know what they got going on, mostly because I recruited them all. But I built that. And so the parents know my expectation for their students and for them. I expect you to bring them here and get them here on time. I expect them to be in uniform. I expect these are little things that I expect. And in return, I'm going to give you whatever you need. So my parents know when they come to my school, I'm giving them 2 free uniform shirts. I'm going to take the burden out of this stuff. I'm going to give them an after school program. I'm going to bus them here for free. I'm going to take care of everything. And
so y'all have an after school program?
Absolutely.
What was we just talking about? Literally.
Absolutely.
After school program.
Yeah.
Is not like that anymore. I don't even really know a school that has an after school program like that anymore.
Really?
I mean, maybe it's just because I'm not from here.
Yeah.
I don't know, but when I call
There's a lot of places that don't.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
and
places
I know how, and I was just telling him literally this weekend, or this like Thursday, Friday, whatever day we were just talking about it. I'm like, I remember having an after school program and how much it helped. Yeah. And me and him were talking about like, maybe we need to start figuring something out, just to fill in the gap of even just tutoring.
Yeah.
Like just simple tutoring. Yeah. But that's what's up. Y'all got an after school program too.
Yeah, we offer free tutoring as well.
That's good.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
See?
You don't go from 27 to 160 plus doing mediocre and just a run-of-the-mill charter school. No, that ain't what this is. I tell my families, think private school, but completely free.
Okay.
Wow.
So LINC Academy is not ran and owned or operated by like any other school in Columbus or in Ohio. It is its own entity and it's its own monster. And I mean that in the best way.
But that has to be the beauty in it, being able to have free range to implement everything that you're implementing into and actually see the results of the things that you've implemented come to light.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I have advisors. I have a superintendent that has been in the education space, the woman I mentioned, that'll be here next week. And we think out of the box. And so when, like, we get creative. So when people come in and observe your classroom, they come in with the clipboard and all this stuff. We don't do clipboard observations. We won't do a gotchas or what you're doing wrong. We just come in, and afterwards we give you, hey, these are some adjustments you can make, right? Grows and glows. But the way we do that also, we utilize technology. So this upcoming year, we bought the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. And so we're utilizing the Meta Ray-Bans for classroom observations, and also inside of the classroom, our teachers can use them as well to observe. There are things that they don't catch. Maybe me projecting is annoying this student because at home they don't yell. And so she internalized it as me yelling. Miss Henderson's yelling today. No, it's me projecting because I have several students in here and I need them all to hear me. But maybe I need to go stand over here when I'm doing that. Because she's a sensitive child, and we can watch it back clear utilizing those Meta Ray-Bans. Or the observation from a curriculum specialist coming in your room. There's some things you just don't catch, right? There's some things you just don't see. Not that you're a bad teacher, but it's like, hey, here's this one tweak. And doing this one tweak takes your class to the next level.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe this chant, or maybe this gathering, or this adding some movement to your room, and you're looking back at it and you're like, oh wow, I could have added this, so that we can get better. We don't utilize these different things as gotchas, but we utilize them as improvement. I'm creating superstars, right? So I tell my teachers, you come work for me. So my first grade teacher last year, she had the highest test scores in the school. I shifted her from being a teacher to my administrator. She now is over my whole curriculum program this year.
Wow.
And she's up for Teacher of the Year.
Wow.
So next Thursday, we're going to find out if she won Teacher of the Year.
That's what's up.
She's a top 3 finalist, and she's been with me from 1 year. And I not recruited. She came to me from my previous school I left.
Wow.
Isn't that funny? Never received awards, never jumped into admin, and 1 year with me.
Yeah.
She's an administrator.
Yeah.
Giving her more money than she's got.
But you know what this would,
they say come join the winning team. Pretty
this reminds
you
me.
said it, not me.
This reminds me of just like, when we talk about stewardship and how people are assigned to us.
Wow.
Wow.
And we play like people aren't assigned to us.
Yeah.
And God created us to bring the best out of somebody else.
Come on.
Yeah.
So yes, you sing great rather than good, and you moved on it, but God is using you to plant more seeds, to water more plants, to give sunlight.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful to just be sitting here and listening to, because I think, sometimes we just get caught up in it. Like you said, you running a school right now, your mind is on, but to sit back and just say, like, I'm seeing what you're doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't just come because she just came. She came because she liked the person, the relationship, just who you were. Just like, okay, you ain't gonna just go somewhere you don't, you know what I'm saying? Especially if they was just at your school and you didn't really care for them like that. Let's be real. You're not going, okay, I heard he got a school. Oh, he just reached out to me. Nah, I'm cool. I ain't messing with him. Yeah. Rather than, I would go with him if he, some teachers like, if he leave, go start a school, I'm going. Yeah. Because they like, being led by you. So to me, this says a lot about your character and your stewardship abilities. Yeah. And the key, to stewardship is relationship. And that's relationship with God, which I think is beautiful that you are emphasizing and putting emphasis on relationship, community, all the things. So it to me, I'm sitting here watching like, okay, Lord, I see what you mean. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just stewardship. I think I'm just amazed at that. Yeah. How are you balancing that? Oh, sorry.
Well, I'm sorry. That's good. That's good.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know me, especially when I get intrigued.
I do. You said, well in the beginning that when you was, early on in your when you was in that you okay?
That water gets you.
Keep going.
So you said early on when you was in school at a very young age that at a point in time you had the IEP where that you was labeled, and that you was taking medicine. Yeah. How did your personal experiences help you navigate now being the CEO principal of your building students with IEPs and that are in special ed?
Yeah, it shapes your perspective because you've walked in it, you know. We have now, I put a lot of attention to my special education program. And catering to my diverse learners. So what we call them. So I have students with autism diagnosis. I have students that receive OT services, speech services, all kind of different things like that. And my perspective of it is labels are what's on the outside. But they don't tell the full story of what's on the inside. And so for our students, we believe every student can grow and every student can learn. We as adults, that's why we're put in this place by God to find the mechanisms and the ways to extract that growth out of them. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I received messages. So Success and Black Millionaires pages on Instagram deemed me one of the fastest growing elementary schools and one of the youngest CEOs and Black principals in Columbus. And so they did some different spreads, news outlets. And one of my old administrators saw it. And he messaged me, a man by the name of Michael Lewandowski, not to be confused with the kid from Monsters, Inc. That's his name, Michael Lewandowski. And he said, I just got goosebumps. He said, I had to look at this article twice. And I screenshotted it when he said he got goosebumps because that gave me goosebumps. And what he was in essence saying is, you the kid with the IEP that was hyper, that was standing on tables. You the one I had to suspend for 5 days. You the one I had to give the pink slip to. You're the kid that had those labels. And then you graduate and poof, you're gone and you don't know what happened with that kid. But thanks be unto God that will allow you to stumble upon an article and you get to see the evolution of a person. And so I share these stories when I go do public speaking. I go do PD. I go next week. In the coming months, I'll be speaking to different schools and universities. And I share this transparency. Most people ain't going to tell you this. There's a lot of educators that are ADHD or attention, or all these different things, but they won't share their story out of fear. But for me, it's my superpower, especially when I'm sitting across, y'all are parents, I'm sitting across from a parent. And she's running off the list, and he's this, and he's this. Well, guess what, mother? You're looking at a young Black man that was that, and that.
That's good.
And they get, for a split second, they get to look across the table at what their kid and what their son could be.
Yeah.
So you're sitting across from what I want you to believe God for.
It's a faith builder.
Yeah.
And knowing that it's possible.
Because they just see 3 letters. Yep. They see IEP. They see this, or they see the 4 ADHD or ODD, or ED, emotionally disturbed. Yeah, they emotionally disturbed. They 13 and 4 of their friends then got murdered.
Yeah.
Would you be okay? And so now let's talk through it. Those are just the labels. Now let's talk through it. Let's not label kids. Let's not feel like this kid can't learn or this kid needs to go to this specialized room. They may need that for a moment. They may need a break. They may need that. These accommodations is what we call them. But those are just put in place to help them in the infancy of this. When I got older, man, I didn't need I didn't need nobody to hold my hand. Maturity set in then. Learning set in, right? And I grew up in poverty. I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where it was like, yeah, I ain't staying here. And, I grew up, and we see it today, seeing 24-year-olds, 25-year-olds in front of the gas station asking me for $2. You mean to tell me you 25 years old with all of the strength that you have, you're going to stand in front of this gas station and ask me for $2? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to live here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in these circumstances. And so in essence, man, I feel like there are certain diagnoses that are necessary for kids, but I believe every student has the capacity to grow and learn.
That's good.
Everyone.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I definitely would agree with that because, if you ask me, any kid that I ever work with any kind of IEP, I'm like, man, they good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially after you have conversation with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it's just a lack of them truly believing in themselves.
Yeah.
Because they can have a conversation with you, then you like, take this pencil and just, write, and they'll be like, I can't. You're like, yes, you can. Yeah. Let me show you. Look, we do it together. I'm like, see, you just did it. And they're like, oh, I guess I did just do it. Yeah, you just did it. But I think it takes for a patient individual to actually pour that into you because, when you in a regular class setting, you teaching, you can't focus in on that one student 24/7. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think they get intimidated by everybody else around them being able to read, write, whatever the case may be. So they just go into their little shell, and then it can result in them being bad as far as behavior wise, or being a disruption, or or just shutting down. You'll never hear. But I applied, like Q, because he works in that department, the SPED department.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I do. Yeah.
Special education.
That's what's up. We gotta talk, man.
Intervention special, yeah.
Yeah, he's super patient, and he really thrives in that area as far as just what he genuinely like it. It's not. That's why you say it's certain graces, right?
Yeah,
he's definitely graced to be.
Patient. Yeah, he's good.
He's a patient individual. Because I'm like, get the pencil now.
Well, you can add this to what innovative things you do at the school. You'll like this then. We just built out a sensory room, a full room about the size of this, where this studio we're at, full sensory room. And we went on Amazon and went crazy. And we've added everything in there that a student needs to go in. Yeah. If I'm angry, I need to hit this punching bag. I need to throw this bouncy ball against the wall. I need to feel this up against my skin. Yeah. And I learned that because last year we had about 4 students with autism diagnosis.
Okay.
And we just grew. And I'm like, okay, who's doing this around the school? And what's so strange, and you'll like it, when you're looking for models or people that are doing something that you have a vision for and you can't find it, that means God wants you to create it.
Ooh, say that again.
When you have a vision and you're looking for a model, let me look, how did they have the lights on their pocket? How they do it? And you cannot find it, it's because God wants you to create it.
Okay, that's good.
And so we built out a sensory room at the school. Think about all the real estate and different rooms and spaces all these districts and schools got, and you're like, let's just take them to the one-on-one room. Yeah. Ain't nothing in there but a desk.
And they in there going crazy in there.
Build out a sensory room. Yeah. In 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes in there. I feel better.
Yeah.
Mr. Ross, I feel better. I bet. All right, let's go back to the room. You ready to grow?
Ooh, what you gonna do when you get 600, 500, 400, 300, 200 more students? What you gonna do? Because you are doing a good thing.
My board is excited and optimistic. We have the joy, and thank you for saying that. We have the joy of, let me start by saying this. I believe God took us the route He took us to keep us humble of remembrance.
Yeah, that's good.
So in order to operate any school, whether it be charter, whether it be community, private or public, you have to have 25 students minimum. God gave us 27 all last year. And I will be honest with you, we dropped to 25. And the scarcity of that, oh God, what we gonna do? And that's because of construction and many different facets of why we were at that low number, too numerous to go into. But we were right there on the line. And we never crossed under 25, thanks be unto God. But we know what scarcity feels like. And I believe it's giving a kid millions at 17 is not the same from what I'm believing you and I had to go through. Now in our adulthood, we can handle the millions that are coming because we know what scarcity feels like. And I'm never going back to that. So it's the same thing for us. We know my board, my team, my management company, everybody knows what low numbers feel like. And so we steward the big numbers as if. And so I tell them we're going to be big. I have to prepare everybody for that. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to have mega impact, but we always have to have the minor touch. Don't ever get so big that you dismiss a parent.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not, delegation of time and things have to adjust. But that attention, the same way attention to detail, I never want to lose the feeling and the thought of where I can make time to go sit on a grandmother's couch and enroll a kid.
Yeah.
Because she just ain't got a car.
That's good.
Yeah.
Man, this is amazing. I want to say, before we wrap it up, I want to ask.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I ain't gonna lie, this is good.
I want to tell you that I'm inspired, because
wow.
Like I got goosebumps right now. I'm inspired, when you and I first, met each other. And it's crazy how God works, because again, that trust thing that I was speaking about earlier, being Black men, we didn't have to build a relationship. We didn't have to connect, So for us to be competitors in a sense, going at each other with our two teams, and to immediately gravitate towards each other and build a relationship within that was amazing. You know, because that's something that you rarely see, you know. And I always felt, you know, I told you, like, I'm about to go over to you know, this school, the coach over there, you know, he invited me over there, you know, we about to, you know, politic or whatnot. So, you know, immediately I felt the love and the genuine the care, you know, right then and there. But to go from that to see now where you are at, like you said, it's a sin to live in good when great is there. You know, I didn't know that you was gonna go on to become a CEO and the president.
Me and you both, brother.
You know what I'm saying? So to see now within what we just said, 3 years. I told you one of our first interviews was when we had Ruben and them here. You know, so from then to now to be in your presence, and it's the evolution, and to see how much things have changed within this short period of time. I'm inspired because, you know, I'm back in school myself to get my doctorate and to hopefully one day maybe go into administration.
Let's go.
So to be sitting here with you is like, oh, this is attainable. This is possible.
Come on.
And you know, I can do this as well. You know, so I'm blessed right now, bro.
Yeah, man. It's very much attainable, and it's not if, it's when. You're gonna do it 100%. And one thing, a couple things Dr. Erica Jordan Thomas, my mentor, taught me was, she taught me, number one, how fast money moves, the speed of money. But number two, the law of exposure. Once you're exposed, you can't be unexposed. And then number three, there's the law of the lid. And so the law of the lid is this: if I'm going to be connected to a brother, a mentor, or somebody, a woman that was once my teacher and once was, you know, and now walks with me through life, the law of the lid is you got to have something more than me. You got to have a better marriage than me, or make more money than me, or do something at a higher level so that I can be inspired. Otherwise, this is an exercise in futility. We're just doing this to be doing it. And so in life, we get connected to certain brothers or certain women and men and women of God, or whatever the case may be. Some of my greatest insight came from people that weren't in the faith, but I knew God had used them in that moment to help me, right? And so we never know who the connections will come through to be a blessing to us and to add to us. And I told you I reached out to you before we even had a child. People don't know this. It took me and my wife 10 years to have a child.
Wow.
And we had Noelle with no assistance from any doctors. It was just 10 years. We were married for 10 years, and we've been trying, you know, with no blockage. We trying to figure out what's going on. And right after our 10th anniversary, Noelle came. And she didn't take a pill. I didn't take a pill. We didn't go do nothing. And so, when I seen you had got married, and I seen y'all had a child, and so I'm always watching, man, from just good brothers and good people and good couples, because and then a lot of people out there doing what y'all doing, and a lot of people that are grounded and rooted in what y'all doing, and some people, you know, they doing what they doing in their own strength. And the word of the Lord says, it's not by power, not by might, but by my spirit. If you do it with his spirit, you're going to go fast. You're going to go farther, but it may take you longer. But with me, man, God put speed to it. He put his endurance with it, and I'm trying to manage it and steward it well. Like your wife said, that's the biggest thing. I just want to steward it well. We're traveling. We got a lot of different things going on. One friend was like, man, how you doing all this, bro? You traveling, you on this, you doing magazines, you doing that. And I honestly, I don't know, but by the grace of God. And then we got into that conversation about balance, and I don't know if balance is a real thing.
That's what I was about to ask you, but
I don't, but and I know we got to go, but I'll give you this nugget. I paid my mentor several, you know, we're paying her several thousands of dollars for mentorship, because number one, information costs. And I need to make an investment so that I want to continue to grow and learn. Most people, if something's free, they don't invest in it. There's a billionaire, and he paid for the tuition of all the students at Morehouse, I believe it was. And he said, I'm gonna pay for y'all tuition, and I'm gonna once a month jump on a webinar with y'all. Y'all have full access to a black billionaire. He said almost 30% jump on that webinar for free. So it's free. It's not costing him anything. And so I paid my mentor that because it's an investment of understanding that I need to make this investment in myself, but balance isn't a real thing. Because in certain junctures of your life, there will come a time where one thing will require more attention.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm in rooms with millionaires and other people, the conversation is never about balance. It's about delegation.
Wow.
Delegation. I know that's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I have this person doing that for me. That's how I'm able to be here on the golf course.
And real quick, that's what my mentor was telling me about the Proverbs 31 woman, because we know that she wasn't really a real woman. That's just just like what is it? Right?
Yeah.
And she was saying, like, a lot of women put pressure on themselves to be Proverbs 31 woman, but they don't realize is one, that she wasn't even really truly a person. But two, in that she had people helping her do all that she was doing.
Yeah.
It said she had servants.
Yeah.
And people totally go past that part, skate past that part, because they're so thinking it has to be them and locked in. Like you said, it's delegation. She had service. So even if this is a made up person, she still had people helping her carry out everything that she was doing. And we totally went over our heads.
Yeah, there's an event in Goodale Park right now called Kids LINC. It's one of the largest back to school events. I'm sitting here with you guys doing this podcast, but my school is in Goodale Park.
Freeing, just freeing.
I have 4 staff members that are there working right now.
Wow.
Okay.
So yeah.
So my final question. This is amazing. I actually, I would love to do another one.
Man,
honestly, part 2 finish, because I need to know a lot of stuff.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Set it up. Let's do it.
But 5-year plan. What's LINC Academy's 5 years plan from now?
Yeah. So LINC Academy's 5-year plan is, we will definitely have a middle school building, and probably a high school building in 5 years. So next year we'll open up 4th and 5th grade, and then we'll have a middle school and a high school here. On the back end of 5 years from now, this is good. So this is 2025. In 2030, we'll probably multi-site. So on our website right now, it's LINC Academy Columbus for a reason. Because it'll probably be LINC Academy, South Carolina, or LINC Academy, Milwaukee, or LINC Academy, Miami. Yeah, we'll multi-site it. And so in 5 years is an eternity in education. It's an eternity. It's like, you know what I mean? And so you're able to build in so much. And so we'll probably be crosstown on the west side, east side. But LINC Academy from an inward will probably be one of the most innovative educational model schools, where the older districts or other schools that are not leaning into AI are being left in the dust. In China right now, they've ordered 5th and 6-year-olds to start learning AI in the schools. Yeah. And so what is LINC Academy doing? LINC Academy is going to be teaching its students. We've already launched it. In August, our students will have a computer and technology class. My kindergartners will be learning about AI.
Wow.
And so
you're not getting left in the dust.
Nah,
we
man.
on top. We ahead of it.
We're gone, man.
Yeah,
we're already getting ready to start ordering those UV goggles, virtual reality. What happens when there's a kid that can't sit still, but they're visual learners? We pop those virtual goggles on it. We can still monitor what they're doing. We can still monitor what they're seeing and how they're learning through video and through the VR technology. And so in 5 years, man, it'll be one of the most innovative school models that people will study and learn.
That's what's up. That's beautiful.
Yeah. I was about to say I received that like it's me.
Receive it for me.
Yes, I received that for you, because yes, that's what's up.
I received that. Thank you.
When we get off camera, I'm gonna ask you more about AI. I'm not gonna lie.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh man, listen, we've already paid for the premium model of ChatGPT for our company.
Oh my goodness.
So my educators have access to the deep research functions of AI. The presentations, you tell it what to do and it'll create your slides. You know what I mean? It'll create images that you can use in your classroom. Hey, could you create a funny cartoon character of Miss Henderson teaching this class or working in this, whatever your lesson is that day? And in 5 minutes, but less than 5 minutes, it'll create it. And that just takes a company to buy in and pay for it, the subscription. It ain't that much. but you have to really be invested in it and things like that. The AI function of Grammarly, right? So to take out all the grammatic errors and different things to help you with, your work and what you're doing. And also they can utilize it for teachers that are PhD students. My company I work for is allowing me to utilize. Yeah. So yeah. So that's what LINC Academy doing. That's what we doing. So anybody want to pull up.
I definitely want to come see.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Yeah, we're 2 blocks away.
Yeah,
Just
seriously. Like I'm speechless, and that's very rare. He know that.
To God be the glory.
Yeah, but it's been an honor and a privilege just to sit here and just hear the gift of wisdom flow through you and see your life and see what you're trying to do. Like you talked about, just building that community, as you talked about stewarding, as you talked about just what it is that you're trying to do. I know that people will gravitate towards it and they'll want their kids there. I truly believe that you are for sure going to grow in the next 5 years. Like, that's not even a question. You know what I'm saying? But continue to steward well, continue to keep God first. You know these things.
Yeah.
You are a youth minister.
I need to hear it. No.
Just
I need to hear it.
Keeping God first, like you're doing, and stewarding well, like you said, and just keeping that community aspect, because community is everything. And that's going to keep your school afloat. And that's what's going to set you apart. And that's what God called us to be, holy and set apart. So.
Wow, that's powerful. Well, thank you. Thank you both as well. I don't know how many people tell you thank you, and that I'm grateful for neighborhood politics and everything that you're doing. It's funny, you look over at somebody and be inspired, but brother, I'm inspired by you. But I get inspired by the little things. I want to see how a man treat his wife.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how a man is a girl dad, how you treat your daughter, your patience and grace. That ain't the glamorous stuff. That ain't the stuff that's on but it's the bedrock of what we do. I'm doing what I'm doing for my wife. My goal is to retire my wife. I want you to have just a nursing degree to have it.
Yeah.
So that's, personal goals and stuff. But man, I'm inspired, Q. I appreciate it. And I'm grateful. It's funny, you never know where you're gonna meet somebody. When we first met, this man beat me on a buzzer beater.
So that was the coach?
Yeah. This was the
I'm the cheerleading coach.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was like the craziest
y'all
game.
Y'all almost beat up my girls. My mother-in-law would love to have a conversation with you.
Hey, after that, they was trying to keep coming. Like, they was like,
and the cheerleaders. I had everybody at that game. My mother-in-law.
They were literally like, after that, like, we won't smoke.
Yeah,
I'm like, we okay.
Yeah. But what I didn't know, the kids, the background of like the social media chatter leading up to it, I was oblivious.
I was as well.
So I told him, I'm so happy that I listened to my girls. No, and that's so funny. Let me tell you just really quick. I told him I'm so happy that I listened to my girls because they were asking to learn dish cheers. Yeah. And I'm like, no. They was like, Coach, they are saying they about to come, right?
Yeah, they are.
So right before, that wasn't in our schedule.
Yeah.
So we have a whole little thing. We're going to meet up at KIPP, all the things.
Yeah.
We leaving out the house and I'm like, baby, you ever seen that team play? He was like, nah. You ever seen that cheerleaders? I was like, nah. And we both looked at each other. I'm like, I don't know what we getting ourselves. into.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. It wasn't until we were leaving out the house that we both was like, yeah, that's weird. Like, if we get there and it's like smoke, I'm like, oh my God.
But the backstory, we had been smoking everybody in our leagues.
Yeah.
We won 4 championships. We smoking, and so, I forget her name, Nicole, had put us together. She was like, hey, we were supposed to play before we had to reschedule. Yeah. She was like, so the rescheduling came, but my kids had already did their research. So of course they just seen Pharaoh and at that time, Rube and Keon. Yeah. So they got him over there. So then my kids had showed me, they like, somebody was, one of the coaches was like, I don't know. I'm like, what? The kids like, nah, we need a challenge. Like, we with that. We don't, and as you found out, the side, them, they lights out. Yeah. And so, but it pushed us. I'm like, we need a challenge.
And it pushed us.
It pushed us to us. It pushed us to
beating everybody by 20 and 30 ain't helping. It pushed
us to the brink.
It pushed us too. I'm not, even as cheerleaders, was an overtime game? Yep.
I think
no,
we went into overtime.
Did we?
Then y'all beat us on a buzzer beater in overtime.
Yes, that is true. Because that game was eerie.
It was crazy.
You know, and they pushed us to, because I started the cheerleading team at Woodward Park, right?
Yeah.
It was no other middle school cheerleading team in Columbus, like the school district. Wow. So when we found out we were cheering against y'all, well, you know, they were like, they got cheerleaders. I'm like, I'm not even knowing how good Kip is at this moment. Yeah. So we go. And I see they cheerleader, but the high school had played before us, right? Yeah. So that was just different. I'm like, oh, they are so good. Yeah. But then when I seen that they had a middle school squad, my cheerleaders was like ready. I get there, I'm like, they are good. So it pushed us even after that to, you know, they seen just the minute things that they needed to work on. And it was like, wow, that game was like rocking.
This the coach? Yeah.
Because that was a crazy game. I couldn't sit down. And then it's like the fact that high school played first and then we all played. Yeah. Well, it was the girls that played first. But it was like, I told Q, like, that was like a high school game.
The gym was packed. We talked about that. I'd never been in the, I think it was the second thing to that was when y'all played Shorewood later at championship. Y'all played them at
Alfred Century.
Yep. That was crazy. Yep. But our game was probably like the most talked about, like for our middle school for sure. Yeah. That was nuts.
Oh
I
my
had people hitting me up after, like, bro. Hey, that game that we was just at, like one of the most.
I got a bunch of messages that's like, yo, bro, like that. What? Like what?
It was rocking.
You know, and this way we talk about basketball now, but it was like. Because, you know, the first half, I think we went into halftime maybe
y'all
up 10.
Y'all was clipping us, yeah.
Then y'all came out, made the adjustments, put the press on us. Guys kind of started panicking. Yeah. Y'all was hitting everything. I think the one guy hit like a turnaround shot from almost half court that maybe that may have sent it into OT or something like that. I was like, wow, we might actually take an L in here. Yeah. Everything is going, at this point in time, everything is going wrong.
I think he hit like back to back. AJ Johnson hit back to back. Bang. That was good. And as I end, God is my witness, and my wife was right here, she'll tell me. I look over to her in the stands, because I always look at her in for high pressure, and I might have shared this with you. She does this to me. And I'm so, the adrenaline, I don't register what she's saying. Who was number 6 on your team?
Was it Makai? It was Makai. Yep.
I don't know if she was looking at your huddle or what from the stands, because you know
she like
we over here.
About to hit
she holds up 6 and just points, but she pointed to an open area. I'm telling you, when we done, I'll call her. Man. Impromptu, I'll call her.
Because Makai ended up hitting the game.
Yes, he was the one.
She holds up number 6 to me.
Oh wow!
And points. And when he bangs the game winner, I look over. She's like, I'm like, oh, I put it together. She's like, yeah, I told you the ball's going to the little swing.
You know y'all assistant coaches for real, right?
Man, yeah.
Like, no, do you really know that?
Yeah,
I be on the side he
my
don't
wife,
listen
my assistant coach in life, doc.
Assistant coach for I be telling him, we get him like, so this is what you need to do. You need to, he be like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I seen this and then I seen this, you know, and he be like, you are crazy. Then he'll see what I'm talking about.
Nah, man. Our wives see what we don't see. That's a bar. Yeah. That is a bar. But yeah, man, that was crazy. That was a crazy environment. So that's how we was introduced through that fire.
I didn't know you was that coach, but that's even better.
Yeah.
Because we had a moment there.
Yeah, it was smoke. and they talked about that. They talked, whoo-wee. They was geeked too, because they was like, we won't play again. I'm like, nah, it's over with. Y'all doing way too much.
And honestly, I think we could have got in trouble because that wasn't in a season game. So none of our principals or anybody was there.
I think we were just like running.
Y'all was just being guys. Like, let's just go. Because I'm like,
it was a scrimmage. Yeah. And before that, like, we wanted smoke with the CCS schools. We had went that year before we played y'all. This how I knew they was like, I had to challenge them. We went, because I was taking them to Central State to watch a college game. Mm-hmm. But that morning, she had our AD had scheduled us to play South. We went to South and smoked a middle schoolers.
The same morning?
No, not the same morning. It was like a week or two before.
Okay.
So y'all was unstoppable.
Yeah, because people was like, you charter school, y'all ain't playing nobody, the CCS league. So we went to South, smoked them in their gym. Okay. And then she had came back and was like, y'all want this smoke? I'm like... The kids they like, I'm like, all right. So, so afterwards, I was like, yeah, they was, but y'all got challenged and it unlocked something in us as coaches, the kids, and everything. So it was
on our end too. It was great. Everybody in.
For sure.
It was fun.
But y'all, this is a pleasure. This is such a pleasure. Y'all, if you watch this, you got kids elementary.
LINC Academy.
Come on, you heard what they got to offer over there. But like once again, we say it's a pleasure, and we thank you. So make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe, share. He'll put your information in the description box.
Wonderful.
We're gonna put that link in there to go to the school site. You know, if you try to figure out how to get to it. But yeah, thank you, man. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you. We Neighborhood politics, y'all ain't up next. Y'all now.
Oh my!
We received
that for sure. We out.